sharp, her chin resolute, and there was nothing melting in her manner. It was even rumoured that she was a blue-stocking, horror of horrors. Here was a young woman who, but for her comfortable dowry, would have frightened the suitors away. Yet it was Miss Lawson who made Sir Hugh's eyes soften as he looked at her. Miss Shepton was to him no more than a pretty doll. He greeted all three ladies with great courtesy and attentiveness, and procured ice creams for them. When he returned, he was to find that Martina had vanished. "Lord Periwick asked her to dance," Harriet said. "Oh, yes," muttered Sir Hugh, displeased. "I know him, and I believe he is greatly in debt." "Fie, sir," Lady Fairborn intervened archly. "You are always so hard on us poor ladies. Fancy saying that the only reason a man would want to dance with Martina was because he was after her money." "I didn't precisely. I own that she is no great beauty, unlike dear Harriet here, but she is pleasant enough in her way, although I dislike a woman who displays her intelligence quite so blatantly, don't you, Sir Hugh?" Sir Hugh thought that nobody could accuse Lady Fairborn of blatant intelligence, but he kept his opinions to himself. As soon as possible he edged towards Martina, noticing how stunning she looked in an evening dress of pale rose tulle, adorned with lattice panels of violet satin. His intention was to ask her to dance, but he was foiled at the last moment by another partner, who whisked her away from under his nose. For a while he had to content with himself watching her whirl about the room, thinking that no other lady looked so graceful, and wishing her partner to perdition. He consoled himself by dancing with Harriet. They knew each other slightly, since Martina was staying at Harriet's nearby home, Shepton Grange, and he had danced with her before. She was very pretty and pale yellow, although Sir Hugh's experienced eye was sure he had seen her in the same dress last season. It was strongly rumoured that Harriet lived under the thumb of Rupert Ingleby, her stepfather. He had married Mrs. Shepton for her money, and demanded every penny for himself, forcing his stepdaughter to scrimp and save. Martina lived with the family, and had seen what was happening, and had often told Sir Hugh that the rumours were true. On occasions like this, he understood it for himself. "I am delighted to see you here, Miss Shipton," he began as they danced. "I hope that your dear mamma is better these days." "I'm afraid mamma is still an invalid," Harriet replied with a sigh, "and she always will be. My stepfather did not want me to come tonight. He said it was inappropriate, but mamma said she liked to see me enjoying myself." "She is right, and I am very glad you allowed yourself to be persuaded. How could Martina have come without you?" "I couldn't let Martina down when she had been such a good friend to me," Harriet responded at once. "I don't know what I would do without her." "I imagine that if your own social life is restricted, hers must be as well," he said, trying not to reveal just how interested he was in Martina's social life. "Oh, yes, indeed," Harriet concurred. "But Martina is very fond of reading, you know. She says she would rather read a good book than talk nonsense to a gentleman any day." She made the remark quite unconsciously. It did not seem to have occurred to her that Sir Hugh might have a personal interest in her friend. He wondered if Harriet thought that, at 35, he was too old to aspire to Martina's hand. It was a demeaning thought. "Does she consider that all gentlemen talk nonsense?" he asked mildly. "She says most of them do, and the great advantage of a book is that you can close it whenever you want, even in mid-sentence, without having to worry about hurting its feelings." "That sounds so like Miss Lawson," he said appreciatively. "I can just hear her saying it." The dance came to an end. Harriet's hand was immediately solicited by another partner, but Sir Hugh had to wait another half an hour before he could engage Martina's attention. When he asked her to dance, she gave him a charming smile. "Of course. How could any ball be complete if I didn't dance with my dearest friend?" There was something depressing about the word friend, when he longed so much to be a closer relation, but it was better than nothing, he supposed. As they danced, Sir Hugh would have liked to give the conversation a sentimental turn, but Martina's mind was fixed on other subjects. "I saw you dancing with Harriet," she said. "Did she seem to you